Hi, and welcome to Academy Live and our very first Google Hangout on air. I have Kylie Carlson with me, the Director of the Australian Academy of Wedding and Event Planning and founder of Academy Live. Welcome, Kylie.
Hi, and thank you.
Thanks for joining me. So Academy Live, that's our topic today. It's a brand new initiative for the Academy of Wedding and Event Planning. We launched last week with a Twitter hour, and I am doing another one of those this evening at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And of course, today we've got a Google Hangout on air, and our first ever one. So what I wanted to do was ask Kylie to give us a bit of an overview of what Academy Live actually is, and importantly, what it's going to do for the wedding industry here in Australia.
Okay, well, thank you for that introduction. Academy Live is something I've been wanting to do for a while, for the simple reason that here at the Academy, everything we do is virtual. And I think that the same can be said for a lot of what we do in this day and age. Social media is a wonderful thing, but it's also started to make us very unsociable rather than sociable. And it means we're spending an awful lot of time behind our computer screens, on our phones, and we're not actually doing what we used to do, which is conversing and communicating with each other. So the idea behind Academy Live was to really bring some live aspect to what it is that we do and what it is that we offer here at the Academy. One of the things we really promote as being a student with us is that we are a community. We are not just faceless people that sit behind a screen that you never hear from once you've enrolled. That's not how we work. It's never been how we work. We like to really foster a community of growing wedding professionals, and that doesn't just include our students. It includes anybody and everybody within the industry, because one thing I've noticed as I've gone through my career in the wedding industry is that you're always learning. You're always growing. There's always something new to learn and understand and educate yourself on. And the only way to do that is really to be part of a community. Now, in being realistic, especially in Australia, it's very, very hard to all get together for a nice little networking group and a nice little chinwag, because distance just does not allow that. So with Academy Live, we want to use the tools that we have virtually, so all our different social media tools that people are using on an everyday basis, and actually use those to our advantage to bring together a community of people that can actually start to feel part of the wedding industry, no matter whereabouts in Australia they live. They can listen to experts within our field, they can talk to us, they can post questions to us, they can listen to various different interviews. There's just so many things that we can do if we actually take the different social media tools and use them to our advantage to actually stop us being unsociable and really make them something that is about getting together, about asking questions, about learning, and actually working together rather than against each other.
Yeah, that sounds exciting. I'm looking forward to it myself. So let's break it down then. So you've told us this is going to be social. That was the big thing I heard. So yeah. Let's break it down. What is in the Academy Live toolbox?
Okay, so there's certain tools that are more interactive than others, and the first one you've already mentioned is Twitter. Now, I know that for the Australian marketplace, Twitter is still one of those things that seems to be a bit of an unknown entity. But certainly in the US and the UK, which, as you know, we've got campuses there as well, Twitter is very prevalent. It's one of those things that is used on a very wide basis, but it's used mainly within the industry. So unlike tools like Facebook, where we tend to be talking to potential clients, certainly I know for wedding planners, florists, designers, stylists, etc., that's where you're fostering the conversations with your actual clients. Twitter is the opposite. Twitter is an industry platform. I don't think it was actually necessarily set out to be that way, but it certainly has become that type of platform for people to use. So with Twitter, you can pick up all sorts of pieces of information. So, for example, when I check my Twitter feed in the morning, I'm looking for nuggets, very quick, simple pieces of information that tell me what's going on in the industry at the moment. So, for example, I'm currently working on the new colour releases for Spring 2015 as released by Pantone. Where did I get that information from? Where did I see it first? Twitter. That's where everybody was talking about it. So I looked at Twitter and thought, I want to utilize this in a slightly different way. And here in the UK, there's a fabulous Twitter hour called Wedding Hour, but it's purely and utterly for networking. So anybody and everybody in the industry jumps onto Wedding Hour and introduces themselves and says hi and just chats. So I liked that idea, but I wanted to use that idea and twist it to become something of our own, something that would really help our students, help those that are maybe at that 1 to 3 year stage in their business, but also connect those people with the people in the industry who have been there for a long time. So I created something called WebBiz Hour, and WebBiz Hour is simply a hashtag. That's all it is. So between 8 and 9 o'clock every Tuesday, there is a conversation that takes place on Twitter using the hashtag WebBiz Hour. But the idea of WebBiz Hour is that it's a little bit more structured than some of the other Twitter chats out there. We choose a subject, and it could be anything. It might be pricing, it could be marketing, it could be social media, it could be styled shoots, anything really. It's more about getting people together to talk about a common problem, a common challenge, and how different people overcome that. And I certainly know from our first Twitter hour, we made it very general, and it was more about just business in general. And there were some really interesting conversations that developed as everybody from students to those that have been established in the industry for a long time were all chipping in with their ideas, their tips, their advice, things they tried, things that worked for them, things that didn't. And it was really exciting to see people that have been in the industry for 10 years taking advice from somebody that had just started their business but had come up with a great idea. So WebBiz Hour is a weekly Twitter chat that anybody can join in. Anybody either thinking of getting into the wedding industry, anybody that's a student, anybody that's already in it, anybody that wants to talk about the business of weddings. And that is essentially what our Twitter hour is. So there's one portion of what Academy Live is. The second one is what we're doing at the moment, which is our Google Hangout. Google Hangouts are really taking not just the wedding industry, but every industry by storm, because it allows you to suddenly put a face to your brand without having to spend an absolute fortune on video equipment. Now, as you and I both know, we do go out on the road, we do a lot of filming, and it's something we really enjoy. But we don't need to be out there every single day of the week. With a Google Hangout, we can interview guests from across the other side of the world. We can chat to students on a Hangout. We can really start to bring to life what it is we do here at the Academy, which is education. We can educate people in all different forms, and that's the idea of our Google Hangouts. Today's is a little bit different because obviously we want to let you know what Academy Live actually is. But our Google Hangouts will happen once a month on a Thursday, and the great thing about them is you don't need to watch them live. If you do watch them live, you can actually type in live questions and we can answer those for you. But if you don't have time to watch them live or the time doesn't suit you, this gets recorded straight to YouTube. From YouTube, we'll put that back up onto our website so you can access it at any time of day, dependent upon when suits you. So there are our Google Hangouts. We also have our Academy TV as part of Academy Live. And the TV is, as I just mentioned, it's essentially where we, as the team at the Academy, take you behind the scenes of different industry events. We attend conferences, workshops, not just in Australia, but in the UK and also in the US too. Earlier in the year in March, the team, including yourself, were in Vegas, and we took you behind the scenes of Event Solutions, and we had a lot of fun doing it. But it also shows you, as part of our Academy Live community, what other people in the industry are doing, people that you would not normally have access to. So there's that side of it as well. Then we've got our podcast series. And again, this is going to be a monthly thing. Our podcast series are basically interviews. So we will be highlighting different experts within the industry. Again, some of them will be homegrown talent in Australia, and some of them will be talent that we bring in from the US and the UK as well, just to give you a much more all-round vision of what's going on in the industry. And we'll be asking them some in-depth questions on subjects that they are considered to be experts in. And again, we'll be covering anything and everything to do with the business side of weddings. What Academy Live is not about is teaching you how to plan, or teaching you how to style, or teaching you how to design. We do that in our courses, and we do it very well. What this is about is the part that a lot of people struggle with. either getting into the industry, finding a job and having a career, or starting a business, and more importantly, taking that business to the next level. So that's what all of these different things are for. Podcasts will be sent to iTunes as well, so you can access them on iTunes. You can access them via Academy Live on the website. So we're really trying to utilize some of the bigger tools within social media to help you connect more with us, connect more with other people in the industry, and connect with each other and build this community that we're really trying to foster at the moment. And finally, every single campus will have a monthly inspiration letter that comes, or message that comes from our tutors and course directors. So for the Australian Academy, that will be you, Chris, who is sending out just an inspirational message each month to really just highlight some things that are going on personally for you, how you've overcome different challenges, and just something that really gives some light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, this month I wrote about being intentional, and it was exactly that. It's a personal mantra that I've been using to help me over the last couple of months when life's quite busy, and as you know, I'm fueled by ideas all the time, how we can move and grow and be better at what we do, but being intentional about that is about staying focused enough so that you can actually execute an idea really well, and you can do what you do really well, and you can make good choices rather than getting distracted all the time. So that was my inspiration, and it was really personal. What I'm really excited about with Academy Live, and I guess for me it comes through with the Twitter hour in particular, is that we can actually connect someone who hasn't even started their wedding business yet, but has those ideas and that passion. Maybe they're studying a course already. We can connect them with someone who's been in the industry for 10 years. And as you said, they can learn from each other. But, you know, where else can you do that? We go to a lot of events around the world, and it's not always possible to get up close and personal with those people. So the Twitter hour is exciting to me for that reason, and for the sharing of information. And if you're sitting there puzzling over a question, there's your forum for asking it. And we'll be, as I said earlier, we're doing that tonight. And then, of course, the podcast series and these Google Hangouts are where I'm really hoping to connect the people that are tuning in with experts, not just from Australia, but from around the world, because we do have campuses around the world. We have some amazing people who are on our boards, and we are lucky to go to conferences and hear them speak. So the possibility of being able to bring them to the people tuning in here in Australia is exciting as well.
Yeah, I mean, everything you've just said, I completely echo it. That was the essence of what I wanted to do with Academy Live, and nobody else is doing anything like this. It's a platform that really does bring everybody together, and it's something that will grow, and you know, we'll continue to grow it as well. What we've got at the moment is just the beginning, and I'm sure as different technology moves on and we move on and we grow with it, you know, there will be new things that come into Academy Live. But the point is this is all about the live aspect. This is all about you being able to connect with us and everybody else in the industry.
Yeah, great. So, I mean, what I want to encourage anyone who's watching this Google Hangout, whether it's live now or later on YouTube, is to really see what a great resource that Kylie's created for all of us in the industry. It's a free resource. It connects you with creativity, which is our tagline, and there are a number of ways that you can come into it. So if Twitter's not your thing, you know, listen to a podcast, but it's all about growing your knowledge, whether you are at the beginning of your career or you've been in the industry for a long time. So I'm really hoping that people will engage with it, send me feedback, tell me what you want to hear about, and we can make the community here really strong so that we can all benefit from it. And like I said, that we can really make use of this exciting resource that Kylie's given us.
I couldn't have put it better myself.
Okay, so on that note, I think that we will end our very first Google Hangout on air. It seems to have gone really well. For anyone who hasn't done one of these yet, this could be a great medium for you to connect with your audience. Don't let the technology frighten you. It's not so bad after all. And I'm looking forward to bringing in more guests as we grow. So we'll expand it each month, hopefully. Thank you for joining me, Kylie.
No problem. It was nice to be here.
Okay, and thank you to everyone who does watch this video. And of course, if you've got questions, you can always stop by our website, the Australian Academy of Wedding and Event Planning, and you'll find my contact number there. I'm always happy to hear from you, whether it's about Academy Live or how you get your start in the industry. That's it for now. Bye.